I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info. I've recently posted videos about working with the inner child and about life as a stage, and wanted to continue talking a little bit about that today and how to work with those various parts, those various aspects of ourself. You know, I talked before about that little boy in me, about 5-6-year-old boy, that, you know, anytime there was a feeling of lack of acceptance, would turn to bakery goods, cinnamon rolls, cookies, whatever, to create that sensation of unconditional love, unconditional acceptance. I am also very aware that in my 20s and 30s, there was a part of me that was actually more of a rebellious teenager that was able to accomplish some good things and make change in people's lives and changing the rules of how various institutions were run. But the problem was that being that rebellious teenager, and I'll show them, often, you know, it bulldozed down walls when perhaps it could have been done more gently and the same thing accomplished. Maybe I could have cut in a door and left a lot less destruction in my life. So as I look back on it now with more wisdom, more years of experience, I'm grateful to that part of myself that says, we'll just show them, we'll do it. But also know that it does need some guidance and it needs some supervision so that it just doesn't leave a trail of destruction in its path. And so one of the ways of working with that part of yourself, maybe it's fear, maybe it's anger, maybe it's sadness, maybe it's the little girl or the little boy part of yourself, or the teenage part of yourself, or the son or daughter part of yourself, however you want to describe it, but that it's that part that is taking a control of a particular aspect of your life when it really doesn't make sense to do that. For instance, you know, a 5-year-old boy has no business being married to an adult woman, and often that happens in marriage relationships or any type of relationship where there's two adult bodies, but what really is going on is two little kids are trying to be in relationship, and fine, I'll just take my toys and go home, and it ends up being two little kids just kicking it out and duking it out. So several things that you can do. First of all, I would encourage you to, every morning as you're brushing your teeth, look into your eyes and say good morning. How are you? And have a very positive conversation with yourself. Now, most people, and including myself, have spent most of our lives having very negative conversations going on. What's the matter with you? You're too old, too young, too fat, too tall, too short, hair's turning gray, it's thinning, or whatever it might, not smart enough, whatever our limiting beliefs are, we're constantly beating ourselves up. Now that's pretty crazy, having that type of conversation. So why not have a positive conversation with yourself, wishing yourself a great day. Throughout the day, as you're in the restroom, you're washing your hands, look again into those eyes in the mirror and say, hey, thanks for the laugh. Or reassure that part of yourself, you know, that younger part or that fearful part, it's not their job to deal with the boss or to deal with the client or figure out how to pay bills or how to handle the economic times, or maybe you're frightened about swine flu or whatever it might be. It's not those fearful parts or those younger parts of you to deal with that, but the adult present day part, the conscious present adult day part of you, it's their job to make those responsible decisions. It's that job of that part of you to make that responsible choice, responsible decision on how you live your life today. So look into your eyes and talk to yourself. Another way of doing it is left hand, right hand journaling. When you have a few moments, and if you're right-handed, take a pen, pencil, marker, crayon, and put it in your right hand, and grab a piece of scratch paper, and being a very loving, very nurturing adult, start writing to that fearful part or that younger part of yourself. So what's going on? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Why are you so out of control? Why are you so angry? Why are you so hurt? Why do you want to do this? Put the pen, pencil, marker, crayon in your left hand, again if you're right-handed, and let that part write back. It may be nothing but angry scribbling. It's not about penmanship, it's not about punctuation, it's not about grammar, it's not even about readability. But let that part write back and get its thoughts out. Listen to yourself. and just do this dialogue back and forth. Of course, if you're left-handed, then put the pen, pencil, marker, crayon in your left hand, that being the loving, nurturing part of yourself, and put it then in your right hand and be the fearful or upset part of yourself. But get a healthy dialogue going. There is nothing crazy about that. And if you're afraid about somebody reading your stuff, well, when you're done with it, shred it or burn it, destroy it, and nobody has to know. You know, I once heard journaling referred to as it's kind of like blowing your nose. You know, if you didn't blow your nose, and all you did was snuff everything up like that, you'd end up sick and with a headache, and your sinuses would be swollen and would hurt. But what you do is you blow your nose into your Kleenex, and there's that moment of you glance at it and you roll it up and you fold it up and throw it away. Well, that's what journaling is like. If you keep everything stuffed into yourself, you end up sick. You end up upset, more depressed, more stressed, more angry, more fearful, whatever it might be. But get it out. Let it out. Wad it up. Let go of it. Destroy it. Be done with it. And move on to your life. It's really all about being present and being conscious in your body. Aware of your feet in the floor, if you're sitting in your seat in the chair, aware of breath in your body. Being present and conscious in this moment and making conscious choices, conscious decisions. Okay, am I truly physically hungry? Or am I stressed or bored or fearful and I'm just stuffing my face to try to numb out? If I'm emotionally upset and not physically hungry, food's not going to be the issue. I need to deal with the emotion. So use these tools. Look into your eyes. Talk to yourself positively. Journal. Get it out. Get rid of the crap. And treat yourself with love, with dignity, with compassion, with grace, with respect. And allow yourself to be present and conscious in your body. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.